Welcome back to the Social Boost Lab podcast, everybody. Can you believe it? Episode 4 already.
Time flies when you're talking social media strategy.
That's for sure. And speaking of social media strategy, that's exactly what we're diving into today, but with a specific focus on small businesses and how they can leverage these powerful platforms for success.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how much things have shifted. Social media isn't just like a little side thing anymore. It's really become the heart and soul of a lot of marketing strategies, especially for small businesses.
It makes sense when you look at the sheer number of people who are on these platforms, right? I mean, Business.com reports over 5 billion people worldwide are active on social media. And get this, by 2027, that number is expected to climb to almost 6 billion.
Wow, those are some pretty staggering numbers, right? I think what's even more important than just the numbers themselves is what they tell us about consumer behavior. I mean, what we're really seeing is that your potential customers are already out there engaging with content every single day. And they're interacting with brands, having conversations, making purchasing decisions. So if you're a small business owner and you're ignoring social media, you're missing out on a massive opportunity to connect with those potential customers.
Couldn't agree more. It's like setting up shop on a deserted island. No matter how great your product or service is, if nobody knows about it, it doesn't really matter, right?
Exactly. So how can small businesses actually benefit from having a solid social media presence? Because we know it's important, but what does that look like, in the real world?
Yeah, let's break it down. What are the tangible benefits that small business owners can expect to see?
Well, one of the most immediate benefits, and I think one of the easiest to grasp, is boosting brand awareness. Let's take Instagram as an example. Meta found that 83% of users discover new brands while they're just browsing the app. That means just by being active on the platform, creating engaging content, a small business can significantly expand its reach.
83% is a huge chunk of their user base. It really highlights how powerful these platforms can be just for getting your name out there in the first place. But awareness is just the first step, right? How do you actually get those potential customers to take that next step, like, say, visiting your website?
That's where driving website traffic comes in, and this is where you really start to see the strategic side of social media. A well-crafted post should pique the user's interest enough to make them want to learn more. So, by strategically placing links in your bio, incorporating calls to action within your posts, you can seamlessly guide that interest from that initial spark on social media to a more detailed experience on your website where they can really dive deeper into your products or services.
It's like creating a pathway from discovery to deeper engagement. And social media just provides so many different avenues for promoting your content, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing what you can do. You've got everything from Instagram stories to Facebook Messenger, and each platform offers its own unique blend of formats. This allows businesses to really tailor their content to different audiences and different goals. Whether it's a quick update, a behind-the-scenes glimpse, even just sharing some insightful statistics or fun facts related to your industry, there are endless ways to get creative and showcase your expertise.
It's all about meeting your audience where they are and delivering valuable content in a way they prefer to consume it. And of course, we can't forget about the power of two-way communication that social media offers.
Yeah, this is huge, right? I mean, this is one of the most significant advantages that social media has over traditional marketing. It's no longer about one-way broadcasts. Businesses can actually engage in real-time conversations with their customers, answer questions, address concerns, gather feedback directly from their target audience. This level of responsiveness was unheard of before.
It's like having a built-in focus group that's constantly providing feedback and insights. And speaking of understanding your customers, social media also offers a ton of valuable data on customer behavior and demographics, doesn't it?
You get so many insights. By analyzing this data, businesses can gain a much deeper understanding of who their target audience really is, what they're interested in, what resonates with them. This allows them to refine their marketing strategies, create more effective campaigns, and tailor content to meet very specific needs and preferences.
It really takes a lot of the guesswork out of trying to connect with your ideal customer. It gives you a blueprint to work with. So far, we've talked about boosting brand awareness, driving traffic to your website, promoting your content, engaging in those two-way conversations, and really understanding your customer better. Are there any other key benefits that we should touch on?
Well, one thing that's often overlooked but incredibly important is keeping an eye on the competition.
Yeah, keeping tabs on the competition.
Exactly. Social media allows businesses to stay informed about what their competitors are doing, what's working for them, and identify opportunities to differentiate themselves. It's all about staying ahead of the curve and making sure you're offering something unique and valuable to your audience.
Now, I know we're about to dive into the specific platforms that are, really dominating the social media landscape right now. But before we do, I want to emphasize something crucial. Just having a presence on social media isn't enough. You need a well-defined strategy. What do you think?
100% agree with you there. It's not about being everywhere. It's about being strategic about where you invest your time and resources.
It's so true. So before you even create your first post, you need to think about your goals. Who is your target audience? What platforms are they using? And which ones best align with your business objectives?
Having that clarity from the outset will make your social media efforts so much more effective. So let's talk about some of the platforms that are really dominating the social media landscape and what makes them unique. Where do you want to start?
I think Instagram's a good place to start. It seems to be a favorite for brands that are, really focused on visual storytelling, and especially those targeting younger demographics.
Yeah, you're right. Data from GWI shows that Instagram's audience definitely skews younger, with that 16 to 26-year-old demographic being the most active. And it's a very visual platform, highly focused on aesthetics and engaging content, so it's a natural fit for industries like fashion, beauty, travel, those visually driven industries.
And those shopping features that they have on Instagram are incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. That seamless integration of e-commerce has made Instagram a real powerhouse for businesses that are looking to drive sales. And then, of course, you've got Reels. I mean, Reels have really changed the game in terms of reach and engagement.
Reels are definitely having their moment, right? And they tap into this huge trend of short-form video content that's just exploding in popularity. Instagram Reels provide this fantastic opportunity for brands to go viral and really reach a much wider audience. I think Hootsuite reported that over 694,000 Reels are shared through direct message every single minute. That's a lot of potential eyes on your content.
It's mind-blowing, right? It shows you the power of these short, engaging videos. And speaking of platforms that have taken the world by storm with their short-form video content, we can't forget about TikTok. TikTok has truly remarkable reach, especially among younger audiences.
It feels like TikTok has managed to capture the attention of everyone from teenagers to, well, let's just say a more seasoned demographic. Why do you think it's so appealing?
I think it's a combination of things. It's a platform that really thrives on creativity and authenticity. It gives businesses a chance to connect with their audience in a more personal, less polished way. And the potential for virality on TikTok is just incredible. One well-crafted video can reach millions of viewers literally overnight.
And unlike some other platforms, you don't necessarily need a massive budget or fancy equipment to create engaging content for TikTok.
That's a big part of its appeal. It's all about capturing attention and telling a compelling story in a short amount of time.
You don't need to be Spielberg to succeed on TikTok.
Right. Now, let's not forget about the platform that really started it all, Facebook. It may not be the newest or trendiest kid on the block, but it still holds a lot of power, especially for reaching a wider demographic.
Yeah, Facebook may not have the same buzz as TikTok or Reels, but it still has the largest user base of any social media platform. Statista reports over 3 billion monthly active users. That's an audience you simply can't ignore, right? And over 200 million businesses are using Facebook to connect with their target audience.
It's true. Facebook offers a level of versatility that other platforms just can't match. From creating business pages and running those highly targeted ads to hosting live events and managing customer service interactions, it provides a really comprehensive toolkit for businesses of all sizes.
And Facebook groups can be so valuable for building communities around specific interests. They offer that more intimate space for deeper engagement. But let's shift gears a bit. How about we talk about X, formerly known as Twitter? It's still the go-to platform for real-time conversations and, keeping up with all the breaking news.
Absolutely. It's gone through some changes, but it remains a powerful tool for engaging in those public conversations, connecting with influencers, and staying up to date on current events. Hashtags continue to be a key element on X, instantly connecting your content with a wider audience that's interested in very specific topics.
It's not as visually driven as Instagram or TikTok, but it's still really valuable for building brand awareness, sharing thought leadership, and engaging in direct conversations. And of course, there's LinkedIn, which is often overlooked by small businesses, but it's a goldmine, especially for B2B marketing and professional networking.
You're right. LinkedIn is a powerhouse. As the world's largest professional networking platform, it's incredibly valuable for businesses that are looking to connect with other businesses, showcase their expertise, attract top talent, and build their industry reputation.
That's like a virtual resume for your business, right? Highlighting your accomplishments and connecting you with potential partners and clients. We've covered Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X, all very different platforms.
Right.
But how about a platform that's more visually focused, maybe like Pinterest?
Pinterest is a great example. It's often categorized as social media, but I think it's more accurate to think of it as a visual search engine. People go to Pinterest to find ideas for projects, for products, recipes, travel destinations, all sorts of things.
And what's so great for businesses is that Pinterest users are incredibly likely to purchase products that they discover on the platform. The purchase intent is very high. They're actively looking for products and solutions, so it's a great place to showcase your offerings and really drive sales.
Absolutely. And because it's visually driven, those high-quality images and videos are really essential for success on Pinterest. You have to catch the eye.
Before we move on, I want to touch on one more platform that's making waves, Threads. This is the new text-based platform from Meta, and it's just exploded onto the scene. It seems like that integration with Instagram has really given it a boost.
It's remarkable how quickly Threads has gained traction, and while it's still relatively new, it shows a lot of promise, especially for businesses that are looking to have those longer-form conversations and connect with their audience in a more personal, text-based way. It's definitely one to keep an eye on as it continues to evolve.
So many platforms, so many options. It can be tough to know where to start.
That's true, and that's why learning from those who are doing it well can be so helpful.
Absolutely, learning from the best. So who do we have in mind?
Well, there's a Canadian soy candle company based in Vancouver called Mala the Brand, and they have some fantastic insights to share about their social media success. They've really figured out how to make it work for them.
I'm always excited to hear from businesses that are killing it on social media. What are some of the secrets to Mala the Brand's success?
Well, one of their key principles is transparent posting. They really believe in being open about both their challenges and their successes. They share the highs and lows of their journey, not just the highlight reel.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about being authentic and showing the human side of your business. People connect with that.
Exactly. They're not afraid to let their guard down a bit and show that they're not just this faceless brand trying to make a sale.
Now, I know a lot of small business owners might feel a bit intimidated by that idea of being so open on social media. What advice would you give them?
I'd say start small. You don't have to bare your soul in every post, right? Just share a behind-the-scenes look at your process, talk about a lesson you learned from a recent challenge, or just acknowledge when things don't go exactly according to plan. It's about showing the real you.
Finding that balance between professionalism and personality.
Yeah, exactly. And they also believe in injecting humor into their posts whenever possible, which is great.
Humor can be so powerful for building that relatability and making your brand more approachable. It's like that saying, laughter is the best medicine. It applies to social media too.
It really does. Of course, humor is subjective. What's funny to one person might not be funny to another. So it's important to really know your audience.
How do you make sure your humor is landing well with your target audience?
Well, it goes back to understanding your audience. What are their interests? Their sense of humor, their values, what kind of content are they already engaging with and finding funny? You can even ask them directly, do some polls, ask questions in your stories, get that direct feedback. And finally, Mala the Brand emphasizes the importance of strategic trend use. They don't just jump on every trend that comes along. They're very selective about the trends they participate in.
It's about staying true to your brand, not just chasing those fleeting moments of virality, right?
Exactly. Mala the Brand suggests being very selective and asking yourself those key questions. Does this trend align with our brand, our values? Does it make sense for our audience? Will it help us achieve our goals? If the answer is no, move on. Now, before we move on, I want to touch on the topic of social media management tools. These tools can be absolute lifesavers, especially for small businesses that might not have a dedicated social media team.
Oh, for sure. These tools can be a game changer for streamlining your social media efforts.
Social media management tools can help with a wide variety of tasks, from scheduling your posts in advance to analyzing data, tracking your progress, and managing multiple platforms from a single dashboard. They can save so much time and help you make more informed decisions about your strategy.
There are so many options available too. Which ones are you particularly impressed by?
Well, Hootsuite is a great example. They offer a really comprehensive suite of tools for social media management. It's like having a virtual assistant. helping you stay organized, track your progress, and make those data-driven decisions to improve your overall strategy.
Yeah, Hootsuite is a classic for a reason. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed by managing your social media, definitely explore these tools. They can make a world of difference.
I totally agree. They can really level the playing field for small businesses and help them maximize their impact on social media. It's clear that we have this incredibly diverse ecosystem of social media platforms, each with its own strengths and target audiences.
Yeah, it's a real buffet of options. But the key takeaway here is you don't need to be on every single one. It's about being strategic and choosing the ones that align best with your goals and, of course, where your target audience is actually spending their time.
Exactly. No point in shouting into the void if nobody's listening, right? Once you've made those choices, it's all about creating content that truly resonates with your audience. That's where the magic happens.
Content is king, as they say. But there's so much noise out there. How do you make your content stand out? Cut through the clutter.
It's a bit of an art and a science, right? You need to understand your audience deeply, tap into your creative side, and consistently deliver value. It's about offering something meaningful to your audience, something that educates, entertains, or inspires. Every piece of content should have a purpose.
It's not just about posting for the sake of posting. It needs to contribute to those bigger social media goals you've set.
Right. It all ties back to your strategy. And remember, social media is a two-way street. It's not just about broadcasting your message. It's about engaging with your audience, responding to comments, building relationships, fostering that sense of community around your brand. You want people to feel connected and valued.
It's about creating a dialogue, right?
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment with different content formats, see what resonates, what sparks conversations, and be willing to adapt. That's one of the great things about social media. It's constantly evolving.
We've covered a lot of ground in this episode, from platform-specific strategies to expert advice from Mala the brand. What are some of the key takeaways you'd like our listeners to remember?
Social media can be incredibly powerful for small businesses, but it requires a strategic approach. You have to be willing to experiment, and you need to be committed to building those genuine connections with your audience.
Be authentic, be creative, and be consistent. That's the recipe for success.
That's it. And remember, social media is constantly evolving, so stay curious, keep learning, and adapt as you go.
And the great thing is, there are so many resources available to help small businesses owners figure it all out, navigate this ever-changing world of social media.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no shortage of information out there. From articles and podcasts to online courses and workshops, there's something for everyone.
And I think it's important to remember the power of community, too. Connecting with other small business owners could be so valuable. Sharing tips and strategies, learning from each other's experiences.
Couldn't agree more. Sometimes the best advice comes from people who are in the trenches with you, facing similar challenges, celebrating those hard-won victories.
It's about supporting each other, recognizing that we're all in this together. Social media can feel overwhelming at times, but it's also an incredibly exciting space to be in. There's just so much potential for creativity, for connection, for growth.
It's true. It's a powerful tool for getting your message out there and achieving those business goals you've set for yourself.
Absolutely. And remember, we're always here to help you on your social media journey. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode, so be sure to share your questions, your comments, or any social media wins you've experienced in the section below.
We always love hearing from you. And if you're looking for more social media tips and inspiration, don't forget to follow Social Boost Lab on Instagram.
Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next episode.